Hello, hello, beautiful people. Hello, welcome to another amazing episode of Superstar Interviews. Today we have an amazing coach. She is incredible from the inside and out.
Thank
She is Michelle. She is your personal coach. She helps women fit back into their skinny jeans, y'all. So if you are looking to have a healthier, happier quality of life, okay, both mentally and physically, Michelle's your girl. She has not only in-person training, but she also delivers impeccable online training as well. So she has you covered on both spectrums. So I'm so excited to be with you here today, Michelle. You're a rock star. Welcome to the call.
thank you. Thank you for having me. I was shocked and excited, all the same thing. So we could talk for hours, but we won't.
Yes. And one of the questions that we always get is like, how do you get so physically fit while having a crazy schedule? Because like you're a busy woman. So to even sit here with us today is a privilege in its own.
Uh,
Okay. So I appreciate you living a life of excellence because as I was mentioning before the call, you live a life of leadership within your family. You are a strong pillar within your community. And we see that. And we love that about you because it's not just 1 year, 2 years. No, you've been at this for a while. So being able to become sustainable in the growth of your business, it's so valuable. And people really gravitate towards that.
well, and it's not easy. and
Dang right.
but anything that's worth doing and anything that's going to bring a significant difference is not going to be easy. And if they tell you it is, they're lying.
Yes.
They're
So
lying. Because I tell the ladies in the gym all the time, what challenges you changes you. And that doesn't matter if it's physically, mentally, but that's in your business, but that also is spiritually and in life overall. Because, my daughter, even my God love her, she's 16, she's almost 17. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's gonna be gone before I know it. But she made a comment for my birthday and she said, I watched you, and this is what we want, right? I watched you work for your dreams, and I couldn't be more proud of calling you my mom. Now, I'm not saying that to toot my own horn, but for your kids to recognize that,
that's
that's what
huge.
we want. That's what we want. And I casted that vision now 4 years ago, like we're talking about. And, God, the Bible says if you speak it into fruition, right? So our words are huge. What we say to ourselves, we talk to ourselves the most, but what we say we are accountable for. So if you want to say my day sucks, it's gonna suck. But when you speak life into it, but when you speak it out loud too, you got other people that kind of hold you accountable and they're really watching.
Yeah.
That can be scary in itself. So what challenges you changes you. And my husband thought I was completely crazy, but yeah.
I mean, you've done a complete 180 from your past life,
Yes.
I would want to call it. You know, what advice would you give to, let's say, a brand new coach that wants to pursue their passion, that wants to really go out there and do something different, but they're scared to let go of that, paycheck, whether they're at a corporate job or whether it is that they're working at 9 to 5? What advice would you give them?
Get grounded in your why, because you got to have a solid why. If you don't have a solid why do you want to do it? And why would it bring benefit to someone else? Whether that's a spiritual coach or a physical coach or a mindset, or maybe it's a nutritional, eating. But the why, because if you don't have a why that's bigger than you, that makes you want to cry. My why was I wanted to get out of healthcare because it's awful. I wanted to get out of building someone else's business and work for myself. And I wanted my daughter to know that it was okay, that at any time you wanted to change things, you could. Because the last thing I wanted her to think was, I'm going to go to college for this. If I don't like it, well, I'm stuck, right? Because who wants to
Mm,
be stuck and miserable? So my why was way bigger. And my idea of healthcare was people should be healthy and happy from the inside out, not living on a med list this long. with a bunch of crap that you can't even pronounce and you don't even know why you're taking them. Right. And so my why was really, really big, but my why was my daughter. I wanted time with my kid and I wanted to help people all over the world. And I kept saying, God, I want to help people all over the world. I had no freaking clue what that meant or what it was going to take. And was I worried what other people were going to think? Yeah. Did I think people were going to think I was crazy? Did I think that I was too old to do it? Yes. But I just did it afraid. And John Maxwell tells you that all the time, fail forward. But for me, I can't just read a book and do it. I have to fall down and get back up and, fall off the box, jump and scrape the crap out of my knee and heal and go back, because that's where people learn. That's where people learn. And I had a blood clot that went to my lung and I almost died at 17.
Oh my gosh.
And then I had 3 more. So to have a child is a miracle in itself,
Wow.
right? But I remember back then, I couldn't even do water aerobics without throwing a blood clot. So,
Wow.
so for God to say, you're going to have this incredible business and you're going to be able to build it. And then you got the devil going, who do you think you are? Like you're 43 and you're going to learn the anatomy and you're going to help people. So, I say, if you've got a huge why, your niche can be very different. And who says I'm going to help you fit into skinny jeans, right? I mean, but that's, because if I say, hey, I'm going to help you deadlift 200 pounds, like most women will be like, that don't mean anything to me, right? But how we look and how we feel in our clothes is very, very, important. And that's also, a projection of our mindset and stuff. And I learned as I started learning the anatomy, because I don't want to just be a personal trainer. I don't want to just teach you how to exercise. I want to know the anatomy, because what happened last year was I had a run. I mean, I had like some kind of like green light special over the business that said, hey, if you've had knee surgery or a major injury, come in here, because that was what tend to be. And the year before it was, hey, if you've had back surgery, I thought I had some kind of golden call on that, because they had given up. They couldn't lift anymore. They couldn't hardly do their job anymore. They couldn't walk down the stairs anymore. All those things. But what it made me realize was I wasn't just in here to help people exercise. I was in here to help people regain their strength and regain their life. Because if we feel better, we're a better mom, we're a better wife, we're a better sister, mother, coach, co-worker, right? It affects everything.
Yeah.
And when you can regain that sense of, holy cow, I'm, because to me, age is just a number.
Amen. I've always said that.
Yeah. So when we can regain our life, regain that confidence, man, the world's an open book. And I'm a firm believer that God did not create us to be a pharmaceutical recycling bin, but I'm also convinced that God did not create us to have a halfway life, regardless of what age. So, so my key or my word of advice would be to get a great why, to dream big, and to figure out piece by piece how you're going to get there, because it's not going to happen overnight. And and it's not going to be easy, and you're going to have to think, okay, that's not going to work, because what I did 3 years ago when I was working myself out of a job slowly, to last year when I worked myself completely out of that normal salary after 20 years and rebuilt my salary, to how I'm doing things now is drastically different. And you know that in business, like it changes, and you have to be okay with making those changes, because in the world of marketing, especially for your own business, you got to be able to say, okay, that worked then, but it's not going to work now. And we should all know that from social media, right? If they don't like what you say or do, they're going to shut you off.
That's so true. I mean, I have so many questions on that, because it's like when a new coach or someone that maybe has hit a plateau in their business, they don't see the light at the end of the tunnel,
It's hard. I just scary. A month ago. Yeah, you're just like
yeah.
It can be very overwhelming. Very overwhelming.
I mean, how important was it for you to have a coach, to have this support? Like obviously you have a very strong foundation within your family, your faith is amazing, you know, like how important is it to have a coach on your side, like someone that can actually help you get to where you want to go faster, easier, um, just anything really.
It's huge. And I'm going to say this. Um, my husband was not on board.
Wow.
My daughter got the vision. And she was just like, so here's the other thing. God is great. And he makes no mistakes, and he puts people in your path all the time. We have to receive it. We have to really, and I say that because the gal who owns the gym, and basically I just rent from her, right? We go to church together, and I was very, very intimidated. She's 20, she's me 20 years ago. That's what's ironic. Like 20 years ago. So it's great. But here she was, she's got a degree in kinesiology and she's got her own business. And I was like, that lie over here. Who do you think you are going to talk to her? Because
Mhm.
everyone faces that. And if they say they don't, they're lying not only to you, but to themselves. Now I can lie to you all I want, but I can't lie to myself. And it was, who do you think you are? She's got a degree. You're just now learning it. Even though I've been in healthcare and I've been around the anatomy and worked over a chiropractor and I knew all these things, right? But so I finally built up enough courage to go talk to her at a run. And here we are. Um, we're actually rerouting and planning that run. Her and I are now for the chamber. But,
Nice.
so 3 years, but it was a God thing. But one, she's helped me, right? So that's a coaching aspect. We build off of each other. But my husband was not on board. So you still have that self doubt. And he's like, what do you mean you're going to quit your job and go train people? Who does
Mm,
that?
mm.
Who does that? And my daughter said, so if this takes off, will you quit your hospice job? And I was like, yeah, here's my plan. Here's my plan.
Nice.
And so he leaves to go hunting. And my boss says, hey, I know you've been spending a lot of time at the gym and I need this, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I don't think I have it. That was a huge, like, leap of faith. But when I said it, all of a sudden I had this big weight that went,
Yeah.
because that meant I was all in.
Yeah. And you said something so powerful, like your daughter asked you a question, but then you're like, here is my plan to get me there. How
Yeah.
important is it to have a plan and not just go like, just
Yeah.
jump?
Jump in. Well, I had to make a plan because I'm really good at jumping in and then thinking, oh crap, I'm just gonna sink or swim, right? But you learn a lot that way. But
Indeed. Yes.
my plan was, so when I kept saying, what's in 3 years, God? What's in 3 years? In
Mm.
that 3 years, right, which was last year, my daughter was ending her 10th grade year, and I
Wow.
was finishing 10 years of marketing hospice, which is very unserving. Hospice is a great business, but I wasn't clinical. I was selling the business. So why
Oh,
not
wow.
sell your own business, right? So
Yes.
10 year. I mean, there was a lot of clues there, right? And so I had a plan because, okay, you got to figure out how much money is it going to take, right? How much money is it that you're going to replace, and how are you going to get there? And then, are you willing to step out and market yourself because you've been marketing everybody else's business? And what are you going to deliver? How are you going to do that? And I already had, some clients, and then I had that opportunity to build. So then you said, how important is it to have a coach? Well, when you don't necessarily have that cheerleader, right? He's just like, are you kidding me? Like, who does that, right? So I started building the website. I had no idea what I was doing. I was still trying to do my job over here. And then I hired you guys because I had no idea what I was doing. How was I going to market, right? How was I going to build a funnel? How was I going to deliver a vision, right? When you're trying to talk to people. And so just having that, you and Vanessa deliver so many um, different tidbits. It's like, um, you know, what about this? And did you think about this? And when you're going to answer this, right? And you got, because every time we're talking to somebody, you got so many different people and how they perceive it and how you talk to them. So having a coach is huge because sometimes you can't get out of your own mindset.
That's so
And
true.
so
And
you got to you and I can have a conversation and there can be three other people in the room and they're going to pick it up completely different.
exactly,
So it's
exactly.
learning that and figuring out what it is and understanding I don't have to know everything, but I need a huge network to make that impact happen.
Yeah.
So I got coaching from you guys. I got coaching from another personal trainer and then I got coaching from another group on the online things. I don't know it all, but I know what I want to do.
Yes, that's it. That's it. And so many people like get stuck in the how,
Yeah,
it's in the doing, you figure out, what it's gonna work for you. And I think like what's really powerful about you and the way that your coaching style is like people come to you when they've had a major setback,
yeah,
okay, in their mind,
right.
or even physically, like with their knee or their back,
Yeah,
and they might think like this is the end.
yeah,
But what I really love about you is like you really rebuild their inner confidence and their physical strength
right.
simultaneously, and now they're a completely different person. You know, what's a hell to heaven story that you've had with one of your clients that is just like every time you remember this story, you're like, I freaking love this
Yeah,
so much.
yeah. So she's still currently a client. And if you
Yeah.
follow me on social media, she's always tagging me in her posts. So actually her fit anniversary, as she calls it, was March. That's when she made the decision, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to get healthier. May will be 1 year that she's been a client. And
Wow.
she came with another current client. They were friends. And the lady said, do you care if I bring my friend? Because to me, I think that's great. Because when they can come in and have a free session and they have that experience of she's not going to try to kill me, right? I mean, like I'm dying, but she's not intentionally trying to kill me. And but for me, when I'm working with someone, I talk a lot. But for me, I feel like it's very important for them to understand why they're doing this or this way, what
Yeah.
they're working
Mhm.
versus just saying you're going to do this, then you're going to do this, and rah, rah, rah. And, I'm not Jane Fonda. I am not here to pump you up. I'm here to help you. And so, anyways, so she came in with her and she said, I'm going to tell you, she's just starting out. She's just starting out. Like we just do the elliptical at the Huck Step Center, which is like a rehab center in the hospital. And we do
Okay.
the, so anyway, she's kind of telling me, and she's very overweight. And she's had 2 knee surgeries, but she does not want to have, like the gastric bypass or any of that. So, anyways, so she comes in with her and she does the shared session with her. And um, she really couldn't even do a box squat, just squat, and that's just like getting off the toilet, right? That's something we do every day. But she really, really couldn't do it. She struggled with it. I thought, oh boy, she is not going to come back. And so when she got done, everything was a struggle. And um, she said, so what would it be how much would it be to work with you? Because here's my problems. And so we talked about it. And so she come in the next week and we got on a schedule, right? And she said, I don't know that I really want to work out with a bunch of people because I offer group training sessions. It's, then everybody can get in and get it done 5:30 in the morning. You're done by 6:15, get home, get the kids ready, right? And your day starts better. But she said, I don't think I can work out with other people. I'm kind of like, by myself and I can't really do a whole lot. And I said, well, here's my schedule. I didn't have very many openings. I said, but why don't you try? Just come in, it's on me. Come in and try because I think the accountability and that camaraderie, I think you'll like it. So she did. And she was like, I really kind of liked that. It keeps me
Yeah.
moving. But I can't do anything. So she came in the next week and she said, okay, so I like to set goals. She's very A person, A type of personality. And I said, well, What's your idea? She said, I need to get out of the floor. I want to get out of the floor by myself without looking like a beach whale. Now, to a lot of us, that sounds very unrealistic, but I know that hits home for a ton of people
Yeah.
who can't get out of the floor anymore or get down in the floor to play with their kids or their grandkids, right? Who can't. And that was her first month goal. And now she's doing decline squats. She's doing box squats. She does reverse sleds. She gets down on the floor and plays with her niece, Lindley, you know, and she does more now than now. She cusses me the whole way, you know, it's I had some kind of whip out, but, um, and she'll be like, I've been coming for almost a year and I've never seen any of this. Well, and what challenges you changes you, right? So I use that because not she's lost weight. She's gotten rid of weight. I don't say we're trying to lose weight because no one says, hey, I lost 40 pounds. Can you help me find it?
No, no,
No
no,
one that I
no,
know
no,
of.
no, 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 no,
Unless
no.
you're trying to gain pounds of lean muscle, right? But
Yeah.
she's gotten rid of, but her inches keep going down, right? And
Nice.
she's not had any type of surgery. But what I will say is she can now squat down with her niece. She's not been able to squat because
Wow.
what happened? She had 2 knee surgeries and A, B, and C didn't work right. And right, everything, God doesn't make any mistakes. Everything works together for a reason. And so she is my always success story because she's constantly building. Every month she sets new goals, which I think we all should, whether it's at home, whether it's in our workout, whether it's with our job, with our mindset, you know, our reading time, our spiritual time. We should always have goals every month to improve, to change, right? Because we're always ever changing. But she is a success story because one, she never gave up. It is hard. And I've had to work with her to change her wording. I can't. Well, I'm like, well, do you tell Lindley I can't? Her niece is 2, and that's her life. Do you tell your grandkids you can't do that? No. You're not where you want to be right now. Versus I can't do that because I can't says I'm never going to get there. It's limited, right? And I'm not, you know, and I'm not does the same thing, but it's not where I want it to be. It's going to get better, right? And so she conquered that first goal, and every month we set a new one. And she's like, I don't think I can do that. And I was like, oh, really?
Think again.
Really? Okay, I'm going to get there. Okay, that's better.
That's
So
that's
she
one.
is that success story because the amount of people that think that they, you know, and this is what I learned in the medical field. The doctors are always saying, hey, you need to get on an exercise program.
Mm.
Then what? Um, you tell you if you told my dad that or my grandma that or my mom, you know, pre 4 years ago, yeah,
Mhm.
you need to get on an exercise program, they're going to start walking, right? And then winter comes or fall comes and they're going to stop, right? No one's going to just walk into the gym unless they were a gym rat before and they're okay with that. But most people are not going to just walk into the gym and be like, oh, I've arrived and you know here it goes, right? You've got a
Right.
college kid saying, hey, here's where they live, you know, the cardio is, here's where the changing room is, here's the women's room, here's the juice bar, protein bar, let me know how I can help you. So they're either going to
Right.
be intimidated and self-conscious and never walk in. They're going to go get on the treadmill, not feel anything and never come back. Or they're going to go balls to the wall like, you know, some guys do from high school and try to, you know, go all out and then they can't walk the next day. So they're not going to go. And so they're
Right.
right back to square one. So
Yeah.
being able to coach someone in those phases and in those stages to where I want to get out of the floor. I want to be able to, you know, get in and out of the shower and not worry if I'm going to trip and fall. Those are
Yeah.
all little life things, right?
Yeah.
So being able to help people realize that the little things that they do in here are going to change their life, add quality to the life because age is just a number. So I don't know about you, but I plan on running into my 80s. I'm not going to be pushed in a wheelchair walker, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to be running into my 80s and
Yes.
and living life to the fullest. And that's what I want others to. And Christina is a prime example of that because she went from I just want to get out of the floor
Yeah.
to okay, so what's my new? And I was like, okay, so you're gonna deadlift 100 pounds. And she's like, I can't even. I was like, you know, so I tell her, let's get hairy. No, really, it's Bahari. Big, hairy, audacious goals. And I think we should all have them every year, every every day, because God gives us an opportunity every day to do something great.
That's beautiful. And Christine, congratulations for having an incredible coach and making the decision to actually push yourself
Yeah.
and go get help. That's so, so important.
It's
You
easy
know,
to give up. It's easy to sit back and
yeah,
wish I would have. I think I could. It's hard to step outside of your comfort zone. And
yeah,
but we have to do it every day. And we don't want our kids to be in that limited mindset either. So,
that's awesome.
yeah.
This is probably going to be the most important important question that I ask you ever,
Oh boy.
Michelle.
Ah,
I'm glad you're sitting down.
okay.
What does freedom mean to you?
In the grand scheme of things, or right now?
Let's talk about right now.
Right now, freedom, um, the freedom to have a life that at 17 I was told I couldn't have.
Dang.
Because, everything that the enemy uses for bad, right? He wants to steal, kill, and destroy. And at 17, I had a blood clot that went to my lung. And I couldn't even do water aerobics with my mom, or I
Mm,
would get a blood clot. I have tremendous leg pain. And by the time I was 20, I'd had 4 blood clots. And I was living on blood thinner. I was losing my hair. I was tired. I was fatigued. I just couldn't do jack crap. And to be quite honest, I had a really crappy quality of life. You're just getting through the day. And to have what I have now, to be able to help other people and to set a schedule that I can work around and show my daughter that you can do a lot of great and amazing things and it doesn't matter. I said, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. So why would I tell you what you should be? That's
yeah,
freedom in the now. Because that wasn't the that could have easily went the other way, right?
right.
And in the grand scheme of things, um, freedom is it's unconditional because
Love that.
um, I think we set our own limitations. And I was living in that fear of, I have this paycheck being dropped in. What if? What if I can't make it? What if I can't pay my bills? What if? What if? What if?
Hmm.
And that's changed that. I mean, I got, I used to love what I did. I loved when I worked for medical equipment and I would have a stupid, crazy schedule. But every hour I had an appointment with a woman who went into the mastectomy room and came out and felt like herself again. Right. So that I loved. Loved helping people feel better.
Yeah,
And I didn't mind to market that either because the physicians didn't know the ins and outs. That's not their job to know what people are available to get. When I started, the doctors would write for one bra and one breast prosthesis a year, or one bra a year and one breast prosthesis for their lifetime. I'm like, well, you go ask your wife if she wants to wear the same bra, right? So to advocate for something different.
yeah,
So I loved that. But then we all have times where we don't like what we're doing, right? We're just slipping through the day.
yeah.
But freedom to change, to dream bigger, to help people, and to love what I do every day, that's freedom.
That's
Because even though the alarm clock went off at 3:40 this morning, and typically people don't want to do that, other than I just kind of like I didn't sleep well. I got woke up a couple times. It stormed really bad. I just didn't sleep well. But I was also not sleeping well because I was ready to get up. I was ready to go.
yes.
That's a completely different freedom that so many people are working to get through to retirement, right? And so um, freedom is to be able to paint your own picture, to paint your own life. My next tattoo is going to be life by design, not by default.
That's beautiful.
And my daughter just looked at me. She's like, "You're getting another one? How come we haven't finished ours yet?" And I'm like, ours. But that to me, that's freedom, because a lot of times we live in default thinking that we can't do something different, can't do something better. This is what I went to school for, now I'm stuck, right? So to me, that's freedom. And to paint a different picture for my daughter, she never knows what the next day is going to bring. So that's very, very freeing for sure.
That's awesome. And honestly, anyone that is looking to alter their default and realize that you have a life to live, you have so much in you that needs to be shared, needs to be explored. Again, age
Yeah,
is
man.
nothing but a number. Skinny jeans are available to anyone and everyone that wants
Right.
to fit in them. And, your life is your design. You get to
Yeah,
paint it. I
absolutely.
mean, Michelle, you have lit up this amazing interview like you already know. And I want to commend you for being an authentic leader.
Thank you.
That's something that we get to experience a lot of coaches each and every day. We get to speak to a lot of coaches, but not everyone is authentic. Not everyone is doing it for the greater purpose, you know? So it's people like yourself that can help someone get off the floor and now never say, I can't.
Yeah.
That's what we live for. And that's why we do what we do. So thank you so much for being a
Thank you.
light in this world.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate the opportunity to talk. I don't get to share that a whole lot and speak about everything, right? And again, it's what we say and it's what we speak about our life and speak into life that
Yeah.
changes things. So it is. I tell people all the time, if you want to have an amped life, you gotta get out there. You gotta change your speaking, you gotta change your thoughts, and you gotta change your actions. So
Love it. Well, thank you so much
yeah.
for this incredible time. I know you're a super busy woman, so allowing us to have this moment with you is a privilege on its own. So thank
Well,
you.
I loved it. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I'll see you later.
Okay. Bye.